Welcome to our new session of GCSE Maths presented to you by Knowledge Academy. My name is Muhammad Abel Qadi. In this session, we are going to go through a GCSE Maths paper foundation tier, which was done on Friday, 19th of May 2023. This is a non-calculator paper, which means you cannot use a calculator in these exams, and you should show all your working on how you got your answers. Now, now let us look at our first question, which says write 38% as a decimal. When we are changing percentage to decimal, we divide the number by 100. In this case, we are going to divide 38 by 100. Now, with any whole number, the decimal place is at the end. And when we are dividing by 100, there are two zeros in 100. We are going to move this decimal place towards the left two places. So 1, 2. Our new decimal place will be here, and then we put a 0 here, and our answer will be 0.38. Now we go to question 2, and question 2 says, what fraction of this shape is shaded? In order to do this question, we take the number of shaded shapes divided by the total number of shapes. The number of shaded shapes are 1, 2, 3 divided by the total number of shapes, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the fraction of the shape that is shaded is 3 out of 10. Question 3 gives us a list of numbers and asks us from the list write down the smallest number. So we can see from this list the smallest number is 0.5, and this question is very easy. Now to question 4, which says work out minus 9 plus 5. When we think of a number line with 0 here, we know positive numbers are to the right of 0 and negative numbers are to the left of 0. And we know minus 9 will be somewhere here. So minus 9 plus 5 means moving 5 places to the right of minus 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is minus 8, minus 7, minus 6, minus 5, minus 4. So minus 9 plus 5 will be minus 4. In question 5, we have to solve the value for p. So p minus 2 equal to 3. In this case, we have to make p the subject of the equation. So p equal to 3, and we have to move this minus 2 across the equal sign. So when we move a negative number across the equal sign, the number changes from negative to positive. So in this case, it will be plus 2. So p equal to 3 plus 2, which is 5. So p is equal to 5. In question number 6, we are told Freddy adds labels to this diagram of a circle. We are asked to explain why one of the labels is wrong. We can clearly see that the diameter label is wrong. The diameter label should read radius. The diameter label is wrong. It should read radius. We know that the diameter is a straight line that runs from one side of the circle through the center of the circle to the other side of the circle. Now we are into question number 7, and the question says write down 3 different factors of 20. We know a factor of a number divides exactly into the number. Let's start by the smallest number, 1. Does 1 divide exactly into 20? Yes, it divides into 20 to give 20. 20 divided by 1 is 20. We move into the second number, which is 2. Does 2 divide exactly into 20? Yes. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So we know 1 is a factor of 20 and 2 is a factor of 20. We move to the next number, which is 3. Does 3 divide exactly into 20? No. We move to the next number, which is 4. Does 4 divides exactly into 20? 20 divided by 4, yes, it gives 5. So we can see 4 is a factor of 20. So we have our three different factors of 20, which are 1, 2, and 4. So 1, 2, and 4 are factors of 20. In question number 8a, we are asked to work out the size of the angle marked x. So we know angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So in this case, to find the angle of x, it will be 360 degrees minus 50 degrees, which will be 310 degrees. So x will be 310 degrees. 310 degrees. And in question number 8b, we are told a student says that an angle of 50 degrees is an obtuse angle. We are told that the student is wrong when we are asked to explain why. So in order to answer this question, we have to know the definition of an obtuse angle. So an obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. So in this case, we see that 50 degrees is less than 90 degrees. So it cannot be an obtuse angle. Our next question is question 9a, and in this question we're asked to write down the coordinates of point B, which is this point here on the graph. And this is a linear equation graph, and the vertical axis give the y coordinates and the x-axis give the x coordinates. So we need to find the coordinates of point B, which is xy. So our x coordinate, we just have to go down here and see what our x coordinate is, which is 5, and we have to go across here to see our y coordinate, which is 2. So the coordinates of point B is 5 and 2. In question number 9b, it says plot the point with coordinates 4 and -2 and label this point C. So we know our x coordinate is 4 and our y coordinate is -2. So when we go to our graph and we find 4 on the x coordinate and -2 on the y coordinate, and we have to let these lines meet here, join them, and then we find this as our coordinates of point C. In question 9c, we are asked to write the coordinates of the midpoint of A and B. In order to work out the coordinates of the midpoint of A and B, we need to know the coordinates of point A and coordinates of point B. We already know the coordinates of point B from our answer of question 9a, which is 5 and 2. To find out the coordinates of point A, we need to go to the graph and see the x-coordinate of point A is -3 and the y-coordinate of point A is 4. So we know the coordinates of point A is -3 and 4. In order to work out the coordinates of the midpoint of A and B, what we're going to do is add both the x coordinate together and divide by 2. So -3 plus 5 divided by 2. This will give us -3 plus 5 is 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we know our x coordinate is 1. And to find our y coordinate, we have to add both of the y coordinates together. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Divide by 2 will give us 3. So the coordinates of the midpoint of A and B is 1 and 3. Our next question is question 9d, which says draw the line with equation y equal to -4. Something that we need to know is that all horizontal lines, all of them, they have the equation y equal to a, where a is a number, because since every point on the same horizontal line has the same y coordinates. So where we are asked to draw the line with equation y equal to minus 4, we need to go to our horizontal line with y coordinates minus 4 and draw our line there. We need to draw a straight line there with a ruler. So this is our equation y equal to minus 4. In question number 10, it says Max sees this special offer in a shop, and the special offer says buy one large plate and get one small plate for half the normal price. The normal price of a large plate is £2 and the normal price of a small plate is 80 pence. So Max wants to buy 6 large plates and 6 small plates using this offer, and he has only £15. And the question is, has Max got enough money to buy 6 large plates and 6 small plates? So let us show our answers. So Max wants to buy 6 large plates and he wants to buy 6 small plates. So the price for 6 large plates, the normal price, one plate is £2. So 6 plates will be £2 times 6, which will be £12. So once he buys 6 large plates, he will get 6 small plates at half the normal price. So let's see the price for 6 small plates, the normal price for 6 small plates. So one plate is 80 pence and 6 plates will be 80 pence times 6, which is 480 pence. So once he will get half price of that, half of that will be 240 pence, which will be £2 and 40 pence. So he will buy the large plates at £12 and 6 small plates at £2 40 pence. So total will be £12 plus £2 40, which will be £14 and 40 pence. So the question is, has Max got enough money? He has £15 to spend, so we say yes, he has enough money to spend on the plates. We are now on to question 11, and question 11 says 700 tickets were on sale for a football match. 452 of the tickets were sold. How many tickets were not sold? So this is a simple subtraction equation. We need to take out 452 from 700. So 700 minus 452, this will be 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. This will be 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. And this will be 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. So a total of 248 tickets were not sold. Our next question is question 11b, and question 11b says for a different football match, 297 tickets were sold for £9.50 each. 399 tickets were sold for £19.50 each. Work out an estimate for the total amount of money paid for these tickets. So in order to estimate the total amount of money paid for the tickets, we are going to round up these numbers to one significant figure. So 297 to one significant figure, that will be 300, because the first significant figure is the first non-zero number in the number, which is 2, and the number next to it is 9, so this comes to 300. £9.50, this will come to £10, and the total amount paid for this will be 300 times 10, which is £3,000. So, and then we round up 399 to one significant figure, this will be 400, and they were sold for £19.50 each. So to one significant figure, this will be £20. So the total amount paid will be 400 times 20, which will be £8,000. So the total amounts paid for all tickets, this will be £3,000 plus £8,000. The total will be £11,000. Question 11C says, is your answer to part B an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer. We say this is an overestimate. Why? Because the true amount of money paid will be less. Why? Because the values were rounded up. This is why we say is an overestimate. Question 12 says, here are 6 numbers: 13, 5, 4, 9, 3, 8. Work out the mean. Now, to work out the mean of all these numbers, we have to add all these numbers together and divide by the number of numbers. So it will be 13 plus 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 3 plus 8, divide by the total number of numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, divide by 6. So let's do this. 13 plus 5 is 18, plus 4 is 22, plus 9 is 31, plus 3 is 34, plus 8 is 42, divide by 6. The answer is 7. So the mean is 7. For question 13a, we are given an equation 15a over 3 and we are asked to simplify this equation. So in order to simplify this equation, we need to find a number that divides exactly into the bottom number and the top number. So a number that divides exactly into the bottom number and the top number is 3. So when we divide the bottom number by 3, we get 1. And when we divide the top number by 3, we get 5. And then there's an A there. So the answer will be 5A. So to simplify 15A divided by 3, the answer will be 5A. Question 13b says, simplify 19 plus 5b plus 4c minus 7b plus c. So in order to simplify this equation, we need to collect the like terms together. So 19 plus 5b minus 7b, that will be minus 2b, and plus 4c plus c will be 5c plus 5c. So the simplified equation will be 19 minus 2b plus 5c. 19 minus 2b plus 5c. Our next question is question 13c, which says factorize 8d minus 6. So in order to factorize, we need to put these numbers in bracket. So we need to put something outside the bracket and others inside the bracket. So what do we put outside the bracket? We put the highest common factor between these two numbers, 8 and 6. So let us list the factors of 8 and 6. So for 8 will be 1, 2, 4, and 8. For 6 will be 1, 2, 3, and 6. So as we can see, 1 and 2 are both the common factors of 8 and C, and the highest common factor is 2. So we put 2 on the outside of the bracket, and then 8d divided by 2, that would be 4d, minus 6 divided by 2, that would be minus 3. So our factorized answer will be 2 bracket open bracket 4d minus 3. Question 14 says, last week 73% of the tickets sold at a cinema were adult tickets. What percentage of the tickets sold were not adult? So this is another simple question. So we need to take out 73% from 100%. So 100% minus 73%, and the answer will be 27%. So 27% of the tickets sold were not adult tickets. Question 14b says some people watched a film at the cinema. Number of adults to number of children, the ratio is 2 to 5. 2 to 5. So adults to children was 2 to 5. What fraction of these people were adults? So the answer will be adults was 2 over the total number of children and adults, 2 plus 5, which is 7. So the fraction of these people who are adults was 2 over 7. So 2 over 7. Our next question is question 14C, and question 14C says on Friday, 500 people watched a film at the cinema. 70% of these people were children, and on Saturday, 720 people watched a film at the cinema. 5 over 8 of these people were children. So Kasim thinks more children watched the film on Friday than on Saturday. The question is Kasim correct? You must show all your working. So let's see how many children watched a film on Friday. So on Friday, 70% of the people who watched the film were children. So 70% means 70 over 100 out of the total number of 500 people, and this will be 70 times 5, 350. So 350 children watched a film on Friday. So on Saturday, 5 over 8 children watched the film out of the number 720 people. So we need to simplify this. So what we need to do is 8 divided by 8 is 1. 720 divided by 8, this will be 90. So 5 times 90 is 450. So 450 children watch the film on Saturday. So the question is Kasim thinks more children watch the film on Friday than on Saturday. And we can see 350 children watch the film on Friday and 450 children watch the film on Saturday. So is Kasim correct? The answer is no. Why? Because more children watched the film on Saturday than on Sunday. Question 15 is about multiplying fractions and giving the answer to its simplest form. So the question is 6 over 7 times 5 over 12. Here we can see we can divide the top number 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 1 times 5 is 5, and 7 times 2 is 14. So the answer to its simplest form is 5 over 14. Our next question is question 16. In question 16, we have a list of ingredients for making 20 biscuits. We are told Harry wants to make 60 biscuits, and the question is how much flour does Harry need? So from our list of ingredients, we can see to make 20 biscuits, Harry will need 250 grams of flour. How much flour will Harry need to make 60 biscuits? So from common sense, we know to make 60 biscuits, Harry will need more flour. So we take 250 grams. This is called cross multiplication. So 250 grams times the bigger number because he will need more flour. So 60, and divide by the smaller number, which is 20. As you can see here, we can do a cross out of the zeros from the bottom and the top. And then 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. and 250 grams times 3, this will give you 750 grams. So in order for Harry to make 60 biscuits, he will need 750 grams of flour. Question 17 is our next question. We are told that we have 200 counters in the bag, 38 are red, 52 are blue, and the rest of the counters are yellow or green. So they are the same number of yellow counters as green counters. What percentage of the counters in the bag are yellow? So let us find the amount of yellow and green counters in the bag, and in order to find that, so we have to subtract the red and the blue counters from 200. So 200 minus the red counters plus the blue counters. So this will give you 200 minus 90, which will give you 110. So we can see the yellow and the green counters, they are altogether 110 counters. And we are told there are the same number of yellow counters as green counters. So the amount is 50-50. So what percentage of the green are yellow? So if the amount is 50 to 50, so we can say the yellow and the green counters are each 110 divided by 2, which is 55. So 55 of the yellow and 55 counters are green. The question is what percentage of the counters in the bag are yellow? So we know the yellow counters are 55 over the total amount, which is 200, and to find the percentage of the yellow counters, we just simply need to multiply this by 100. So we can cancel out the 0, 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. So 55 divided by 2, this will give you 27.5%. So the percentage of the counters that in the bag that are yellow is 27.5%. In question 18, we are told Naomi has B bags of apples and C crates of apples. And the B and C represents numbers which we do not know. So there are 5 apples in each bag. So the total number of apples in all bags will be B times 5, which is 5B. And we are told they have 28 apples in each crate. So if they have C crates of apples, this will be C times 28, which will be 28C. And we are told Naomi has a total of T apples. So all the apples added together will be T. And we are asked to write a formula for T in terms of B and C. So when we add all these apples together in the bag and in the crate, we get a T. So T will be 5B plus 28C. So the equation will be T equal to 5B plus 28C. Question 19 is our next question, and we are told here are the first 5 terms of an arithmetic sequence, and we are asked to find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of this sequence. So we know the nth term of a linear sequence has a form of a n plus b, where a and b are constants. Our next step is to find the differences between each term and the next. So let's find the differences between each term and the next. We can see here minus 5 to 3, the difference is 8. And between 3 and 11, the difference is 8 again. And 11 to 19, the difference is 8 again. And 19 to 27, the difference is 8 again. So here the terms increases by 8 each time. So the formula for the nth term must include the term 8n. So the complete formula for the nth term will be 8n plus b, where b is a number we need to find. We use the first term of the sequence to find b. So all we need to do is substitute n equal to 1 into the formula 8n plus b and put it equal to minus 5, which is the first term. So 8 times 1 plus b equal to minus 5. 8 plus b equal to minus 5. So b will be minus 5, and we shift this 8 across to the equal sign. So it will be minus 8. So b will be equal to minus 13. So in order to find the nth term of this sequence, all we need to do is substitute b equal to minus 13 into the formula 8n plus b. So the nth term will be equal to 8n minus 13. So 8n minus 13 is our final answer. Our next question is question 20, and this question is about dividing decimals. So 8.46 divided by 0.15. Our first step is to convert this divider into a whole number, and what we do is multiply it by 100. And remember, whatever we do to the bottom number, we have to do the same thing to the top number. So 0.15 times 100, we shift this decimal place to the right 2 places, and this will be 15. And we do again 8.46 times 100, we shift the decimal place to the right 2 places because of the 2 zeros here, and this will be 846. So 846 divided by 15, we will use a long division method, and the divider 15 will always be outside, and the number being divided will always be inside. So 15 goes into 8. We cannot do that at the moment, so we have to go to the next number. 15 goes into 84 5 times, and 5 times 15, this is 75, and we take the difference. The difference is 9. So 15 goes into 9. We cannot do that, so we're gonna have to bring another number down, which is 6. 15 goes into 96 6 times. 6 times 15, this will give you 90, and the difference is 6. So 15 goes into 6. We cannot do that, so we have to place a decimal point here and add a 0 here. So now 15 goes into 60 4 times, and 4 times 15 is 60, and the difference is 0. So the answer will be 56.4. So 8.46 divided by 0.15, the answer is 56.4. We are on to question 21, and question 21 is about subtracting fractions. We are asked to work out and give our answer as a mixed number. So we have 7 3 over 8 minus 2 1 over 2. As you can see, we have mixed numbers or mixed fractions. Our first step will be to convert these mixed fractions into improper fractions. So 8 times 7 is 56 plus 3 is 59. So 59 over 8 minus 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5 over 2. Our next step is to put both of these fractions under one common denominator, which is 8. So 8 divided by 8 is 1 times 59 is 59. Then we have this minus sign here. So 8 divided by 2 is 4 times 5 is 20. So 59 minus 20 is 39 over 8. So now we need to give our answer as a mixed number. This is an improper fraction. So 8 goes into 39 4 times. So 4 times 8 is 32. So 39 minus 32, this is 7 over 8. So 39 minus 32 is 7, and then we have to put over 8. So our final answer is 4 7 over 8. Our next question is question 22, and question 22 is about shapes. We are told a cube has a total surface area of 150 square centimeters. Work out the volume of the cube. As we know, a cube has all sides that are equal. So the length is equal to the width, and the width is equal to the height. So all these sides are equal. So we are told the total surface area of the cube is 150 square centimeters. So as we know, the area is length times width times the number of sides the cube has, which is 6, and which will give us 150 square centimeters. So the length is x, the width is x times 6. This will be 150 square centimeters. So x times x is x square times 6 equal to 150. So 6x square equal to 150 square centimeters. So x square will be 150 divided by 6, and this will give us 25 square centimeter. So in order to find x, we need to work out the square root of 25, and this will give us 5 centimeters. So the length will be 5 centimeter. X is the length, which is 5 centimeters, and the width will also be x, which is equal to 5 centimeters. So when we work out the volume of the cube, the formula for the volume is length times width times height. So the length will be 5, the width will be 5, the height will be 5, because all the lengths, all the sides of the cube are equal. So this will be 5 times 5, which is 25, times 5, which is 125 cubic centimeters. Our next question is question 23, and question 23 says the table shows information about the daily rainfall in a town for 60 days, and on the left we have the amount of rain in millimeters, and on the right we have the frequency, the amount of days the amount has been raining for. So we are told draw a frequency polygon. Draw a frequency polygon for this information. As you can see, for our frequency, we have the exact numbers we can plot on our y-axis. And for our amount of rain in millimeters, we are given a class or ranges which we cannot plot on the graph. So the first step is to find the midpoints of the amount of rainfall in millimeters. And in order to do that, we add the two numbers together and divide by 2. So 5 plus 0 is 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. 5 plus 10 is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. 10 plus 15 is 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. 15 plus 20 is 35 divided by 2 is 17.5. 20 plus 25 is 45 divided by 2 is 22.5. So now we have the exact amount of rainfall in millimeters to plot them on our x-axis. Something we need to be very careful is to look at the graph and observe the scales. So the y-axis from 0 to 10 is 10 squares, so for each square is 1. For our x-axis from 0 to 5 is 10 squares, so for each square is a half or 0.5. So let us plot our first point on the graph, which is 2.5 and 8. So 2.5 will be somewhere here and 8 will be here. Our next point is 7.5 and 24. So 7.5 will be somewhere here and 24 will be somewhere here. Our third point will be 12.5 and 13, which will be here. Our next point is 17.5 and 11, which will be here. Our last point will be 22.5 and 4, which will be here. The next thing is to join these points together with a ruler to make sure you have straight lines using a ruler. And that is our frequency polygon. So don't forget to use a ruler to draw straight lines. Next question is question 24, and question 24 is about a Venn diagram. And a Venn diagram is a diagram that is used to sort out data. So all the data that will be considered is here, represented by this sign here, which is a universal sign. And in section A, we are going to have all the odd numbers, and odd numbers are numbers that cannot be divided by 2 to get a whole number. And then in section B, we're going to have square numbers, and a square number is the result that you get when you multiply a whole number by itself. For example, 4 is the result that you get when you multiply 2 by 2, and 9 is the result that you get when you multiply 3 by 3. In this section here, we will have numbers that will go in both section A and B. So our first step is to list all the odd numbers that will go in section A from this list here. So again, an odd number is a number that cannot be divided by 2 to get a whole number. So from the list, we can see 1 is an odd number, followed by 3, followed by 5, followed by 7, followed by 9. Next, we will list all the square numbers that will go in section B. So a square number is the result that you get when you multiply a number by itself. So we can see our first square number is 1, followed by 4, followed by 9. Our next step is to list all the numbers that will go in both section A and B, and these are the numbers that are found in both section A and B. So we can see 1 is found in both section A and B, and then 9 is found in both section A and B. So we put 1 here and 9. Again, we will take all the odd numbers and put them in section A. All the odd numbers that are left, we will put them in section A, which are 3, 5, and 7. And all the square numbers that are left will go in section B. In this case is number 4. And all the numbers that have not been put in section A and B will go outside the circles but inside the box, and these numbers will be 2, 6, 8, and 10. So that is our Venn diagram. Next question is question 24b, and question 24b says a number is chosen at random from the universal set. Find the probability that this number is in the complement set B. So set B, complement set B, is represented by this line here. We have to be very careful, and this line means not in section B. So they are asking the probability that this number that is selected at random will not be in section B. So the probability that the number is in section B is 3 out of the overall numbers, which are 10 altogether. So the numbers that will not be in section B is 10 out of 10 minus this number here, 3 out of 10, which is 7 out of 10, which is also equal to 0.7, which is also 70%. So any of these answers will do. So we put here 7 out of 10. Question 25 is our next question, and is about a scatter graph which shows information about the ages and weights of some babies. So question 25a says, describe the relationship between the age and the weight of the babies. As you can see from our scatter graph, as the age increases, the weight increases. The weight increases. As the age increases, the weight increases. So we write here, as the age increases, the weight increases. The next part of the question is question 25b, which says another baby has a weight of 5.8 kilogram. Using the scatter graph, find an estimate for the age of this baby. So the first thing to do is to plot a line of best fit, possibly using a ruler, make sure it's straight. And then second thing is to check our scales both in the x-axis and the y-axis. So the x-axis, which is age in months, from 0 to 2, there are 10 squares, so each square is 0.2. and our y-axis from 0 to 2, which is our weight in kilogram, there are 10 squares, so for each square is 0.2. Next, we go to 5.8 kilogram, which is somewhere here, and then we have to go across, and then we go down and find out what this number is. So here is 3, 1, 2, 3. So each square represents 0.2. So this will be 3 squares, which is 0.6. 3 plus 0.6 is 3.6. So it will be roughly 3.6 months. So the age of this baby is around 3.6 months. Question 26 is our next question, and we are told the price of a holiday increases by 20%, and this 20% increase adds £240 to the price of the holiday. So work out the price of the holiday before the increase. So 20% adds £240 to the price of the holiday. So we are told to find the price before the increase, which was the original price and which is 100%. Again, this is a cross multiplication. What we need to do is take £240 times 100 divided by 20. We can cross out the zeros here, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 240 times 5, this is 1,200. So the original price, or the price before the increase, was £1,200. We are on to question 27, which says the diagram shows a solid cylinder on a horizontal floor. The cylinder has a volume of 1,200 cubic centimeters, height of 40 centimeters, and the cylinder exerts a force of 90 newtons on the floor. So work out the pressure on the floor due to the cylinder. We have been given the formula for working out the pressure, which is force over area. As you can see, we have the force of 90 newtons, but we do not have the area. But from the information that we've been given, we can work out the area of the cylinder. So as we can see, volume will be area times height, and area will be volume divided by height. In this case, it will be 1,200 cubic centimeters divided by 40 centimeters, and this will give you 30 square centimeters. So the area we have is 30 square centimeters. From this information, we can work out the pressure, which is force, which is 90, divided by the area, which is 30. So the pressure will be 3. In this case, it will be 3 newtons per centimeter square, or 3 newtons per square centimeters. So 3 newtons. Question 28 is our next question, and this question is about using a graph to solve the simultaneous equations provided. So 2 minus 2 equal to x, 2y equal to 3x minus 22, and both of these equations have been plotted on the graph. So it's very easy to solve these equations. We just need to find where the two lines cross on the graph. The coordinates where the two lines cross on this graph is this point here, and we just have to read what the x-axis is. So the x-axis will be 6, and the y-axis will be, this is minus 1 and this is minus 2. So 6 and minus 2. So x will be 6 and y will be minus 2. Our next question is question 29, and the question is about powers and roots. So the question says work out the value of 4 to the power of minus 6 times 4 to the power of 9 divided by 4. So we need to work out this question step by step, starting from the top one first. So 4 to the power of minus 6 times 4 to the power of 9. We know 4 to the power of minus 6 is the same as 1 over 4 to the power of 6. So times 4 to the power of 9, this gives us 4 to the power of 9 divided by 4 to the power of 6. So we know from the laws of indices, am divided by an, which is a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n, this is equal to a m minus n. So in this case, 4 to the power of 9 divided by 4 to the power of 6 is 4, 9 minus 6. So this will be 4 to the power of 3. So 4 to the power of 3, this is the answer to the top question, which is 4 to the power minus 6 times 4 to the power of 9. This equals to 4 to the power of 3. So the next step is to take 4 to the power of 3 divided by 4. And we know 4 to the power of 3 is 4 times 4 times 4 divided by 4. We can cancel out the 4s, one of the 4 at the bottom and one of the 4 at the top. So we are left with 4 times 4, which is 16. So our final answer is 16. Question 30 is our next question and is about trigonometry. And we are asked to write down the exact value of cos 60. We can only answer this question by memorizing the common trigonometry values. So the cos of 60 degrees is equal to a half. So the answer is a half. Our last question is question 31, which is about probability tree diagram. The question says the probability tree diagram shows the probabilities that Shayla will work at home or will work at the office on 2 days next week, Monday and Friday. So the question is, work out the probabilities that Shayla will work at home on Monday and work at office on Friday. So what we need to do here is multiply along the branches for home on Monday and office on Friday. So home on Monday and office on Friday. So this will be 0.2 times 0.3. So this will be 0.2 times 0.3, which is equal to 0.06. So the probability that Shayla will work at home on Monday and work at the office on Friday is 0.06. And we have come to the end of our question paper, and thank you very much for watching our videos, and please do not forget to like our videos and subscribe to our channel.